Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas' job may be on the line after the House impeached him 2 weeks ago. But a new report from the New Yorker shows it may have been in jeopardy long before that. The report alleges Mayorkas was instructed not to call the border a crisis as early as March of 2021. The story goes on to say, quote, according to 3 administration officials during a White House meeting in late spring, Biden's chief of staff, Ron Klain, raised the possibility of firing Mayorkas just to reset the administration's message. Now, Klain denies this. Meanwhile, you've got this new Pew Research Center poll finds nearly 80% of Americans think the Biden administration is doing a bad job handling the migrants at the border. That's compared to just 18% who say they're doing a good job. Tiana, let's go back to this, though, for a second, because if you think about this, it makes sense because Mayorkas has always refused to call it a crisis. In fact, I want to play this soundbite to you. This is Brett Baer and Mayorkas. Listen to how he handled that. Now that we know what the New Yorker is reporting, to listen to Mayorkas' response to Brett, and then I want to get your reaction.
The numbers are historic. The numbers are extraordinarily large. This is something that is not specific to the United States' southern border.
But you do think it's a crisis now?
Brett, it is a challenge that we have been addressing vigorously.
It's challenge, not a crisis. Is he coached? Is he saying what he was told to say?
You can tell that's the #1 priority in his answer there. It's not about actually addressing what he's going to do to fix it. It's just, I can't let him call it. I can't call it a crisis. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing about this report, that March 2021 date, remember when Biden took office, border crossings were still incredibly low, not just because of the success of Remain in Mexico and Safe Third Country agreements, but also because of COVID. So it was much slower, and it would have stayed like that. Before Biden was even inaugurated, he announced day one he was going to rip up Remain in Mexico, Safe Third Country. Those were diplomatic deals, not increased spending, not any of that. And Tom Cotton was saying it. I was saying it in the Washington Examiner. If you rip up those 2 deals, it will cause a crisis. And, Ron Klain pushed back on it, Joe Biden pushed back on it, and then immediately the numbers increased because the cartels and the caravans got the green light that you're not only going to be able to make it through the Mexico-U.S. border, you're going to be able to make it through all of them because you won't have to claim asylum if you're coming from Ecuador.
Well, I'm glad that you brought this up because I want to take this to Luke because this was the social media story. This was how the cartels immediately began to use TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. They actually used President Biden's own words about the southern border right when he got elected, and they actually used that to recruit people and to bring them up. And that's when you saw this unbelievable crisis because these people that were crossing the border were telling Griff Jenkins when he was down there, well, I mean, I heard President Biden said it was open to come over. Yeah. That's what they think.
You have one side that's using social media to get people to come across the border, and then you have basically another side where no one cares on our side about social media about what's actually happening at the border. And it's concerning because the psychology of people, here's how people think, is they only care when it starts to actually directly impact them. And unless you live in New York, you live down on the southern border, you live in Chicago, you live in LA, you truly might say you care, but you aren't directly being impacted, directly seeing it in your city every single day. So until that happens, and sadly, until that happens, I don't think people are going to truly wake up here in America. Let's do some quick math. 10,000 migrants are coming through every single day through the border. Yeah. Throughout the year, that's 3.6 million.
Yes.
10 years down the road, that's 36 million people we keep on this track. That's 10% of America.
Which we can't afford.
Except the point I will make in terms of it affecting most of the country is, okay, so maybe you don't live in Los Angeles, but if you live in the Central Valley, you're getting hit with tax increases inevitably along the way as California faces a historic budget shortfall. It's trickling, from the localities to the state budgets. So, there are Republicans in Illinois, even if there aren't many in Chicago because they all left because they don't want to be shot and killed. Yep. But so not only does it trickle in that way, we are seeing the fact that because these migrants often, most of them do not have work permits, right? Because when you are
trying to get them, but they can't get them.
They can't get them. So the demand is increasing, but they aren't, and the supply input reducing inflation. So the inflation is worse, the housing demand is higher, and these state budgets are totally drained. So people are feeling it, even if you aren't in downtown San Francisco.
Well, okay, well, let's look at what Texas has done then, Tiana, because they've started construction on this 80-acre base camp for thousands of Texas National Guard troops. This is near Eagle Pass. It's expected to accommodate about 300 soldiers by April, and eventually it will expand to house about 2,300 National Guard members. Here's Governor Abbott last week about it.
It's essential that we build this base camp for these soldiers. It's going to be good for them, improve living conditions, improve the quality of life, and improve and sustain a very strong morale for our soldiers. Again, as opposed to being scattered around many different places across this region, they will be operating out of one place. It will amass a large army in a very strategic area.
So that's the point. You either do it yourself or you're left in the dust. Abbott's like, doing it myself.
I mean, this is the most fundamental job of a governor, right? To literally protect your state. It makes sense that he does need to mobilize that, right? And weirdly, the parallel almost reminds me of the movie Oppenheimer, when they describe the housing projects that had to be built in order to make sure you had the best minds, people willing to, uproot their lives for multiple years to build something. And in effect, this is a project of that scale, because what we are seeing is unprecedented, potentially in human history. We've had migrant waves before us, after Arab Spring. We saw it from Syria, a lot of the Obama era failures.
We still have Syrians coming across the border right now, but
crossing an ocean to cross a border, that's new.
No, that's what I'm saying. There was just a couple of Syrians that crossed this weekend, and by the way, all the Chinese migrants. Last word, Luke?
Yeah, I just want to say, I think we'll look back 10 years down the road and really look back and say, why didn't we care? We talk about it a lot here, but why is America as a whole, why didn't we care more than we did?
Right, well, we seem to care now, according